War III? Has the date already been secretly decided? What if World War III is not a sudden accident? What if it is not chaos but a calculation? Behind closed doors, far from public eyes, powerful people meet. No cameras, no speeches, no headlines, and one question refuses to disappear. Has the date of World War III already been secretly decided? This is not a movie plot. This is a disturbing possibility discussed quietly by intelligence experts, military analysts, and global strategists. Tonight, we don't deal in fear. We deal in facts, patterns, and warnings the world keeps ignoring. Chapter 1. Why World Wars Never Start Suddenly. History teaches us one brutal lesson. World wars are never surprises. World War I did not begin with a single gunshot. It was preceded by decades of alliances, arms races, and secret treaties. World War II did not start overnight either. It came after economic collapse, rising nationalism, and calculated silence from global powers. In both cases, leaders knew war was coming, long before ordinary people did. The public heard speeches about peace. Behind the scenes, governments prepared for destruction. So the real question is not, can World War III happen? The real question is, are we already in the preparation phase? The modern world is a perfect war machine. Unlike the past, today's world is hyper-connected and dangerously fragile. One cyber attack can shut down entire countries. One missile test can trigger global panic. One political mistake can escalate beyond control. Nations are no longer preparing for traditional wars. They are preparing for multi-domain warfare, cyber warfare, space warfare, economic warfare, information warfare, AI-powered military systems. When preparation reaches this level, it usually means one thing. Someone expects conflict. Secret meetings and silent alliances. Publicly, leaders smile for photographs. Privately, strategies are rewritten. Over the last few years, emergency defense summits increased. Military budgets hit record highs. Strategic alliances expanded rapidly. Nuclear modernization programs accelerated. None of this happens just in case. History shows us that when powerful nations upgrade weapons simultaneously, it's not defense, it's anticipation. Wars are not announced to civilians. They are scheduled in silence. The nuclear question no one wants to answer. Nuclear weapons change the rules of war forever. They are not meant to be used randomly. They are tools of pressure, timing, and psychological control. Every nuclear power maintains strike timelines, retaliation windows, escalation scenarios, countdown protocols. These plans exist even during peacetime. So when experts say there is no fixed date for World War III, what they really mean is, the public doesn't know the date. Military planners always think in dates, phases, and scenarios. The role of global elites. This is where the topic becomes uncomfortable. Wars destroy nations, but they also reshape power. Throughout history, some industries grow during wars, some currencies rise, some powers expand influence, some leaders gain absolute control. This doesn't mean wars are created casually, but it does mean wars are never meaningless to those at the top. When global elites talk about reset, new world order, strategic stability, controlled escalation, they are speaking a language the public rarely understands. Are we seeing the same warning signs again? Before previous world wars, these patterns appeared. Rapid military expansion, economic pressure between major powers, media-driven fear narratives, proxy wars in smaller nations, diplomatic breakdowns. Today, every single one of these signs is visible. History doesn't repeat itself exactly, but it often rhymes. Why the date, if it exists, would never be public. If World War III had a fixed timeline, governments would never admit it. Why? Because financial markets would collapse, mass panic would erupt, governments would lose control, migration chaos would begin. Silence is strategy, information is power, and fear is managed. The most dangerous phase, almost war. Experts agree on one thing: the most dangerous moment is not war itself. It is the moment just before war, when miscalculations happen, red lines are tested, accidents become excuses, small conflicts turn global. This phase can last years, or it can end overnight. So far, we have not proven that a date exists, but we have proven something equally disturbing. The world is behaving exactly like it did before every global war in history. Intelligence leaks and military warnings. Possible timelines, experts quietly discuss trigger events that could start World War III. And the most important question of all, intelligence warnings the public never sees. Every major intelligence agency produces two versions of reality. One is public, the other is classified. The public version speaks carefully. Rising tensions, strategic concerns, regional instability. The classified version uses different language: escalation probability, conflict windows, high-risk timelines. These reports are not guesses. They are built using satellite data, troop movement patterns, cyber activity, economic stress indicators, and historical modeling. When intelligence agencies start talking about windows, it means something critical. They are no longer asking if war happens. They are asking when it becomes unavoidable. How modern wars are triggered. World War III is unlikely to begin with a dramatic declaration. No speeches, no formal announcements. Instead, it will begin with something that feels small. History shows us global wars often start with a regional conflict, a political assassination, a military accident, a misunderstood signal, a cyber attack blamed on the wrong actor. The danger today is speed. Decisions that once took weeks now take minutes. Missiles travel faster than diplomacy. Algorithms react before humans think. In such a system, a single mistake can lock the world into irreversible escalation. The three most discussed trigger zones. Military analysts quietly agree on one thing: World War III will not start everywhere at once. It will ignite at a pressure point. 1. Eastern Europe, a region already operating under constant military alert. Any expansion or miscalculation could drag multiple nuclear powers into direct confrontation. 2. The Middle East, a network of alliances, rivalries, and proxy forces. One regional war here has global consequences. Energy, trade, and security all collide. 3. The Indo-Pacific. Strategic choke points, naval dominance, and economic survival intersect. Any disruption here affects the entire world economy within days. These are not predictions. These are risk assessments. Does a date really exist? This is the most misunderstood part. In reality, wars don't usually have a single fixed calendar date. Instead, planners work with escalation phases, readiness deadlines, capability completion dates, strategic windows. Think of it like this: World War III, if it happens, will likely occur when preparation reaches 100% on multiple sides at the same time. The date is not written as January 12, 2028. It is written as when conditions converge. And right now, those conditions are moving closer. Why it feels like time is running out. There is a reason experts sound more urgent today than a decade ago. 3 dangerous accelerators now exist. 1. Artificial intelligence AI reduces reaction time and removes hesitation. Machines do not feel fear, they execute. 2. Economic pressure. Debt, inflation, sanctions, and resource shortages create desperation. Desperate nations take risks. 3. Political instability. Short-term leadership cycles encourage long-term damage. Some leaders prefer escalation over weakness. Together, these forces compress history. What once took decades can now happen in years or months. The psychology of silence. Why does it feel like leaders avoid speaking honestly about global war? Because fear is contagious. If leaders openly discuss World War III, markets panic, citizens lose trust, allies question loyalty, enemies feel provoked, warnings are disguised as exercises, defensive measures, precautionary planning. Silence is not denial. Silence is control. Are we already in World War III? Some experts argue something even more disturbing. World War III may have already started, just not in the way people expect. No trenches, no global invasions. Instead, cyber attacks replacing bombs, economic sanctions replacing blockades, information warfare replacing propaganda leaflets, proxy conflicts replacing direct confrontation. If this is true, then the world is not waiting for World War III. The world is waiting for it to turn hot. Can it still be stopped? History offers a hard truth. Once global military systems reach a certain readiness level, stopping war becomes harder than starting it. But prevention is still possible. It depends on communication, surviving crises, leaders choosing restraint over pride, one side stepping back first. Peace is fragile, but war is irreversible. What this means for ordinary people. If a date exists, it will not appear on headlines. If plans exist, they will not be explained publicly. And if World War III comes, most people will only realize it after the first irreversible moment. History does not ask permission. It only asks one question. Did we listen to the warnings or ignore them again? World wars are not started by madness. They are started by silence, calculation, and time running out. And the most terrifying part is not knowing the date. It's knowing that someone, somewhere, might already know it.